Brad has faced up to and overcome another massive challenge. He's cleared out and raided the country club and the nearby neighbourhood. He's had to kill several hundred zombies just to do it, but he's returning back home with a truck full of supplies, ready to rest up. Well, it has been quite an adventure for Brad. He's returned from the country club, as I said, bruised and battered, but not a scratch on him, and he is so glad to be back at base. It is time to rest, it is time to recuperate, it is time to eat, and it is time to get out of this hazmat suit. Okay, well, Brad's little road trip adventure to the country club overall was a resounding success. You can see all the food that he's returning with. There's also a lorry, a truck full of gear. Now, one of the main things that Brad actually went to the country club for was beer, was alcohol. He knew there was a bar there. He used to work there and he was looking forward to going back, but all he could find was one bottle of beer. Now, clearing out the country club overall was actually pretty straightforward. The real test, the real adventure was actually the nearby neighborhood. Now, there were only 8 or 9 two-story homes. They were nice big homes full of loot, but man, was it hard work. There was a lot of zombies. Brad has spent a couple of days clearing out 200 odd zombies, all with melee. It was massive, but he did actually find more beer. He did actually have 3 more death screams, so in a way all the action was off camera, and he's super glad to be back at base. You can see it is taking shape. There are a lot of empty shelves. There is a lot of bags full of loot, mostly guns and ammo. So it's time for Brad to turn his attention once more to base improvements, to fishing, to trapping, to learning by reading skill books, to doing, well, to sitting around drinking beer, resting and recuperating after overcoming his latest challenge. Okay, well, it may be 10:40 in the evening, but who keeps regular hours in the zombie apocalypse? Brad has prepared himself a reward, a treat. We're getting back home safe and sound. He's got a couple of bottles of beers, some pancakes, a real rare treat, and then I think just before he turns into bed, he's going to bait the traps, and then, man, he's going to have an incredible night's sleep. Okay, but it is the next morning, June 29th. Brad has survived now for nearly 2 whole months, but I think it's fair to say he's not really surviving. He's starting to thrive. He's got crops, he's got a base that's safe, he's got gas, a generator, crops. Now, since Brad has been away, it looks like we definitely got some carrots, and we might even have some tomatoes. So let's harvest this up. Another important supply of food realised. We definitely replant. But next up, maybe Brad has caught some breakfast. Maybe there'll be something in the traps. Okay, we'll have to a little bit running around. Brad has found the traps. You can see we've already lost a stick trap and a trap box, and it's just left with 4. I did bait them all last night just before I went to bed with cabbage. I don't think that was too late, but yet again, Brad has been disappointed. Nothing caught at all. We'll check that again at the end of the day. We'll rebait whatever needs to be rebaited. Let's get Brad back to base. Now, Brad is going to be looking to rest and relax these next few days, catch up on his reading, so to speak, but also finally try and unpack all of that gear so he can really see what he's got. But also, as well, very important, is to install his home bath. There's a lot to do. Okay, June the 30th, the start of another day. It's not a bright sunny day though. It is absolutely throwing it down outside. It is not an anomalous storm. There's no red, but it looks like it's going to be raining all day. Just think, it's going to be good for the crops. Now, Brad spent all of yesterday reading all about foraging and all about electronics, I think it was. Can't remember what he read. Let's take this moment to have a look at Brad's progress. Now he's actually finally putting on weight again, but you can see he's a skinny 70 kilograms, and probably half of that is his beard. He has survived now for 2 whole months, and as I said before, he's kind of thriving now. Total zombie kills 2,705. Now skills wise, look at that fitness is coming on nicely, almost halfway to level 6. There's lots of progress in all sections. That was it. Brad read cooking volume 1, and I think foraging volume 1. Now Brad is hoping to do a little bit more cooking, a lot more regularly. So it made sense to read that book. Now with that in mind, it's time to cook up some breakfast. He's absolutely starving. It's time for, I don't know, rabbit and carrot and cabbage stew. We did actually find some pepper, so we'll be able to make it a little bit more interesting. Let's grab a cooking pot from outside. Man, that is a heavy storm. It is a heavy storm. It is definitely a day for staying indoors, eating, drinking beer, and reading some more skill books. Okay, well there we go. 2 bowls of fresh, delicious stew. Let's just have a horn right now. We'll put the essential cooking pot right back outside, start collecting water. Maybe Brad will cook another bowl of stew for later. But for now, it is time. Actually, let's just put that outside. It is time for Brad to turn his attention to more base work, more base setup. He's got to potentially put a new bar upstairs. There's a lot that he wants to get done, and there is also a lot here. The medical bay, the storage area, still massive work in progress. He's got bags of loot sitting around everywhere. Gotta sort it out. Okay, well Brad has got the sledgehammer in hand. He's ready to knock down some walls. Now this room here, this is going to be a nice little cozy library stroke reading room. It's going to lead straight into Brad's bedroom next door. So let's get to it. Okay, now I think I'm just going to destroy these chairs as well. I do want to knock down a second wall. I think probably Brad maybe enjoys knocking down walls a bit too much. Let's get to work. Okay, well somewhat predictably, Brad did perhaps get a little bit too carried away. It kind of feels like he maybe should knock down some more walls. Who knows? He hasn't really got much of a plan up here. We can knock down this wall here because there's just a tiny little storage area. Opened it right up. Now this is where the library is going to be. Do we really want this wall? I don't know. Who knows? But now the most important thing that Brad's got to think of is where to put the bar. You know what, Brad has actually got a little bit too distracted really. He needs to think a little bit more about what he should be doing when it's raining. We got space, so let's plant some crops. Let's get some more cabbage. I mean, yeah, you just can't have too many cabbages, right? They do grow really quickly. Actually, do we have any broccoli? Let's just do more cabbage. Okay, there we go. Now that is a lot of crops. I don't think the tomatoes, they look ready, but they can't be far off now. Still young tomatoes, not ready to harvest. Let's put this garden hoe back, which for some reason looks like a garden fork. Let's finally... Oh, I did use the garden fork. Let's get the bar finally installed. Brad has definitely worked up a thirst. Okay, well Brad is ready to put the bar in place. He can't wait to stock it with his wine and beer, but it's only gonna go on this wall here. The rotation can't be turned, so we're gonna have to move the bed. Just gonna have to hope that it doesn't break. Well, there we are. Somewhat predictably, Brad has just totally destroyed his bed. It should be in 4 bits. Trying to pick it up, he's just totally wiped it out almost. There's just one little piece left, so Brad is gonna have to head back to the nearby neighborhood and find a double bed. But first, let's get the rest of this bar in place. Well, there we go. It is a thing of beauty, isn't it? Brad has fallen in love with that. Now he might, so you see we've got the pool table down as well. He might eventually move the pool table a bit more into this corner here and actually have a proper bar coming out around these elements here. But there we are. We've got 3 bottles of white wine, some beer, some bourbon. In fact, you know what? Why not? Let's have a bottle of beer right now. So things are starting to come together. We've got the bar in place. We've got the pool table. We've got the fancy Victorian chairs. All of a sudden, Brad doesn't have a bed. But it looks like he's going to be sleeping on the couch tonight. But they don't come much more comfortable looking than this one. But tomorrow, Brad's going to have to go out into the nearby neighbourhood, find a replacement bed, hopefully sort of kill 2 birds with 1 stone and disassemble all the furniture and finally get it to carpentry level 6. Now we can get some rain collector barrels, do some plumbing. Still a lot to do. Okay, it is bright and early the next morning. It is also the start of a new month. It is July the 1st. Now Brad has got a lot to do. First things first, let's get some breakfast, but then we're going to be heading straight on into town and be looking to stock up on furniture, bookcases, a new bed. Okay, well, we got quite an interesting situation. It has been over a month since we've joined Brad for his further adventures, his further attempts to survive in the zombie apocalypse, and the truck, the lorry, it has disappeared. I can't figure out what's happened mod-wise, but we all of a sudden have this very average looking vehicle. It's still got the gear in the back. Speaking of which, there is a water dispenser, so let's grab that and put that in. But all of a sudden, Brad is going to need to find a new vehicle if he wants to pick up all of that furniture that he wants. Okay, well, we've got a couple of really good candidates here. Now Brad can hotwire, but he's going to be dependent on whether the vehicle's got a battery. There we are, that's what we're going to find. That is going to be the problem. All the vehicles, the battery is going to be flat. All of a sudden, it could get... Oh, there we go. The Farmer Hug van comes through. Absolutely awesome. Let's get this hot wired. Let's get the gas in. And let's get over to the residential area. It's already almost midday. Okay, well, you know what? I've got a good feeling about this, or at least I did until I went to reverse it. It moves a bit like a tank in reverse, but the hot wire was successful first time. The engine started first time. Man, there is a hell of a storm rolling in. Visibility is poor, man. It is midday, but you'd think it was midnight. It's so dark. Okay, so Brad is going to try and be efficient and sort of kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We're going to go into a new area, clear of the zombies. Hopefully we can find a few double beds, because we've been into a lot of the homes nearby the main drag, the main high street, and already disassembled a lot of the beds that are there. And hopefully we can find a few morsels of food in some of these houses as well. Let's get to work. Okay, well, Brad has been running around. Oh no, that was close. And he's attracting quite a big group here. So this is definitely a job for the garden fork. Brad's got a couple of levels and spheres, and you can see that he's making short work of this. Okay, there we go. That is another group taken care of. And do we want that? Probably not. Okay, let's... Oh, there's always another zombie, or 2, or 3. You can see this is an area that Brad has not been in before. We've got the hand torch on. You need it for the light, that is for sure. Okay, nice. Let's see if we can finally get into a few locations, get some food, get the furniture, and all the gear that Brad wants to get back for his base. We'll switch back to the military knife. Oh my god. Oh wow. Oh boy. Well, that has woken me up. That is always another zombie. Need to be careful. careful though. All it takes is one zombie around the corner and it's all over. There's no food. Okay, well, a lot of these homes up here are quite small, so it could actually be quite tricky to find a double bed, and we're probably going to break several, so this could take some time just to get a bed, but let's take the time to get some carpentry XP before we move on to the next house. Okay, well, Brad has checked the map and there are 3 houses to the right of the road and 3 houses to the left, so 6 houses that Brad has not been into before. As it is an area that he's not been into before, you can see there is a welcoming committee. Well, you might be able to see, you might not. The rain is coming down so heavily. Let's clear the area and let's see what we can find. Yeah, now Brad was running around. Oh wow, okay, that was not expected. That is quite a magic trick that zombie had there. Headbutting the window and all of a sudden it's open. This is why you don't rush inside. Now Brad was running around, he was just going to go straight in the front door and get on with it. And yeah, there was a welcoming committee right there. So let's just check around the back and make sure there are no more surprises before we head on inside. Oh man, well yeah, there is another surprise. Man, it just feels like there's danger around every corner. This storm is just making things just a little bit scarier. Hey, well look at that. That is welcome. Brad is going to eat all of that. He's losing weight, so chomping down on a whole jar of peanut butter. That is going to help him put on the weight that he needs to. I read that. Okay, well, we got a bookcase. Suppose we could grab that. Do we want white or do we want brown? We probably want the brown ones because they are the most common. So let's just disassemble all of this furniture and move on to the next house. Okay, on to the next house. Brad has checked around the outside. It is clear. So we're just focusing on beds. Man, that's another fancy bed. I think that is a different type. We're just focusing on beds and food. That's all we want to get for now. Let's try and pick this bed up. Maybe we'll be lucky. I doubt it. It's a 37.5% chance to break. Oh, so tempting. What have we got? Ooh. So we got 1, 2, and 3. So let's just go back to that other house. See if we can actually sort out trying to disassemble it. We just need. That was lucky. Almost got the whole bed. We just need part number 4. Okay, so let's see if we can actually get to grips with picking this up. We just need part number 4. So let's get a little bit of luck here. There we go. Well, we've got ourselves a large fancy bed. Do we want that bedside table as well? I think we've got bedside chest of drawers. I think we do. Okay, let's grab all these. Let's get them loaded up into the van. And then I think we've actually managed to find 5 or 6 cans of food, so I'm not going to spend any more time in this residential area. I'm going to actually head back over to the bookstore and pick up 3 or 4 bookcases. Okay, well look, this has actually got a decent trunk on it, 130, so hopefully we can pick up. Wow, this bed is going to be 80 though. We've got 3 and 4, let's grab 1 and 2. We might have to take 2 trips to get all the furniture we want to get back at base. But for now we definitely want to prioritise that bed. Wow. Just when you thought the storm couldn't get worse, it does. It could be possible just to run straight into a zombie. It's so dark. Let's get the torch. Okay, this storm, this wind, this rain. It's making Brad really jumpy. Keeps thinking. He hears rustling. Keep movement nearby. That he's gonna get jumped. Man, he kind of wants to get out of here and just get back home. But man, we're finding a lot of food. This is brilliant. Okay, no more dark, fancy furniture, but this will save a little bit of time. Let's grab this bookcase. Again, I think we've got quite a high chance to break, so this could be hard work. Okay, well there we are, we got it. Now one thing Also, Brad needs to keep an eye out for some wall lamps, some wall lights. Hopefully hasn't missed any. Not quite sure where he's going to find some, but we need to get definitely more lighting options back at base. It is dark up there. Okay, back at base, that is the first of 4 or 5 bookshelves. It's going to be a nice library. Get some plans, get some bookshelves. Another one there, maybe, I don't know, a couple there. It's going to be good, but we need a bed. We need a bed. With that in mind, let's just grab this and dump this outside. And let's get the rest of the furniture moved in. Okay, well, the storm is absolutely blowing a doozy outside. Thunder and lightning. The rain is coming down so heavily. Brad is glad to be back indoors, even though it is actually really quite dark. But look at that. Doesn't it look beautiful? Yes, Brad really has spent the whole day just to find a couple of bits of furniture, but you know, mentally it's really good for him to get this home, make this place a little bit more of a home. We only managed to find one of these dark fancy chest of drawers. We're gonna have to find a matching one there, but for now it is getting late. Brad is getting tired. It is time for him to rest up. Maybe let's have another pancake. Why not? He's living the high life, this Brad, but it's time for sleep. Get some sleep. Go again the next day and hope that the rain has eased off a little bit. We're going to hit up, go back once again to the residential area, start getting some proper XP into that carpentry. Get it to level 6, and then we can finally build some stairs, get some rain barrel collectors plumbed in. A massive step to survival. Okay, so I think Brad has had a much better night's sleep on this fancy bed, but he's still got a lot to do to make this place a little bit more like a home rather than just somewhere where he sleeps. It doesn't feel like he got really a lot done yesterday, so hopefully he can put that right today, and he still wants to get a lot of XP sorted to get that carpentry up to level 6. So first things first, bookstore, bookcases. We want 1, we want 2, we want 3, maybe 4. You can't have too many books, right? So let's get 4 bookcases. And then also just at the end of the road from the base here, there is a doctor's surgery, so we're going to be looking to pick up a few things from there, because in this space here, ignore the bags, which are probably still full of loot. Yes, they are. We're going to be putting in potentially there's quite a lot that could go in here. Still so much to do. So let's grab some breakfast. Let's get on with it. Okay, so here Brad is at the Good Book, the local good bookstore. And look at this. So in the last episode, Brad was found one bookshelf, and he could have got 2 or 3 white ones, but he thought, no, let's go with the oak, because that's going to be the common ones. That's going to be the popular ones, the easiest ones to find. Comes into the nearest bookstore. What does he find? A load of white ones. It is what it is. I don't want to spend ages going around house to house just to find 2 or 3 bookshelves. Broke. We're just going to go with white. It is what it is. Let's grab 4 and let's get these back to base, get them in place. Okay, well there we are. That is a nice looking library. There's still work to be done. I mean, in a way, a good base is never really quite complete, is it? Never really quite finished. Now, I've left a gap here because I think Brad might get the sledgehammer out again at some point and just have the door there, so as soon as I come upstairs I can walk right through. But for now, Brad is impatient to get on with things and get some more things in place in the base. Next up, just in this space here, and we're going to grab a lot of medical gear and really kit this out. So let's visit the doctor's surgery or whatever it is just at the end of the road and see what we can find. Okay, well, the rain is back again. It feels like it's kind of raining every day at the moment. Kind of feels like just as soon as Brad gets those rain collector barrels installed and gets it all plumbed in, that's when the rain is going to finish. Let's just make sure there are no nasty surprises anywhere. And then we'll see what there is to grab. Now, do we want to get some of these? Maybe. but we want to keep an eye out for this is the sort of thing we want. We want this proper, it looks the real deal, doesn't it? All the gears here that we need. We're going to need some more of these containers. So I'm not quite sure what we're going to take exactly, but we're definitely going to take pretty much everything else in this room. So again, it's a lot of work to do. Let's get to it. Okay, well there we are. That is the last piece of the jigsaw. It has taken Brad all afternoon. Again, he's just spent a whole day just looting furniture, kitting out his base, making sure it's got all the things that he needs. Now it has, as well as a library, now it has a really quite impressive medical centre. Couldn't find anywhere to put the Blue Cross sign. But don't worry, this is not turning into an episode of The Sims. I'm sure there will be some zombie slaying sooner rather than later. It is almost inevitable. But there's still one big thing for Brad to do, and that is to get that carpentry up to level 6. But for now, Brad is tired. In a world where, yeah, that door is locked. In a world where the zombies can somehow, some of them at least, open the door, it is important to keep your doors locked at night. Let's get Brad to bed, and then tomorrow we get that carpentry level 6. Okay, well, it's the start of another day. It is the start of another rainy day. Hopefully this is the day, finally, after getting quite a lot of distractions really, hopefully this is the day that finally Brad gets carpentry level 6. We can get some rain collector barrels built and plumbed in. So we're going to go back to the residential area. There's still 3 homes that Brad has not looted and cleared out, so let's do that. Hopefully we can find some more food. Hopefully we can find lots of furniture to disassemble. Okay, so this is the last bit of Ekron. It's the only bit that Brad has not been to, he's not explored, that he's not cleared out of zombies. And you can see there is a welcoming committee, just 2 or 3, and 3 or 4, 4 or 5. Let's just regroup. This is a job for the garden fork. Okay, well these guys might be the very last zombies in Ekron, and then this town is Brad's. So let's clear this rabble out and make this town completely safe. There we go, the garden fork does the business. Let's disassemble all the digital watches. Okay, so we've got 3 homes that Brad has not been into. Let's see what we can find. We can find a few morsels of food in the kitchen by the look of it. No zombies though, hopefully. That is it for zombies. We'll pass on the dog food, we'll take the water though. And one thing that really Brad needs to get that water plumbed in, because he's almost gone through 3 water dispensers and he's slowly running out. But the priority today for sure, get that carpentry level 6. So it's good to see some double beds. This is the one that gives the most XP, so let's get all the furniture in this house disassembled, and then we'll take stock and we'll see how much more work Brad needs to put in to get that long awaited carpentry level 6. Okay, well I guess this town will never be completely clear of zombies. There's a zombie in the house, there's a zombie in the shed, there is always another zombie. Let's take care of him. We've gone back to the military knife. That is what we're going to use just for 1 or 2 zombies. Oh, that is... Oh, wow. Where are these guys coming from? There's always another zombie. Man, there's always so much work to do. But Brad is up to it. Ooh. Okay, well, Brad was almost caught out. It's really nerving hearing the zombies before you see them. Possibly wasn't the best place to fight, right by that tree, but that is 1 less zombie. Ooh, always check the corpses. Right, let's get in and clear this place. A little bit dodgy climbing through, limited visibility. Climb through at the wrong time, it could all be over. Okay, there's one. I don't know who they were there, and it still makes you jump. Okay, that's what we want. That's what we were hoping to find. A little bit of food, lots of furniture. I might just try and disassemble pretty much everything in this house, including the counters in the kitchen, these tables and chairs. Still so much XP to get. Let's make sure first that this house is completely clear of zombies. It's always so dicey, always so scary when you're going up those stairs and you can hear the zombie, you know it's there. You don't know how close to the stairs it is. I think the zombie's off to the left there. Let's check the rest of the rooms first. Okay, there is a zombie, at least one, behind this door, in the bathroom. This is where we use the knife for these tight, enclosed spaces, because it all goes to plan. It is quick and it is easy. Okay, this house is cleared. It is a 2-story home. There's a lot of furniture. Let's get this done. Okay, well, it looks like Brad might be stuck inside for a little bit longer. You can see everything has gone red. This is not an alarm. This is an anomalous storm. And again, Brad has been lucky because he's inside. There's still a little bit of carpentry XP to be gained. So you could be sleeping in this house tonight. Okay, that is a crazy, crazy red hue. Now it's tempting. The van is kind of just there, you can see it, but this is acid rain. This is kind of deadly. I just don't want to find out really how much damage Brad would take by running to the van by being outside for just a couple of seconds. So we're just going to chill out upstairs. We've got a book to read and we'll wait for the storm to blow over. Okay, well, the rain has stopped. You can see it is still quite red, so I'm still not sure if it's actually safe to go outside even though the rain has stopped. You can see we're keeping a track of the storms. This is the first one for quite a long time that actually was in sort of normal daylight hours. All the others have been super, super early, and you can see they're kind of, well, just pretty random really. There's no pattern, but that's to be expected. This one, not really quite sure how long it went on for. Let's say about 4 hours. Okay, well, Brad has lost his patience. He's going for it. Doesn't look like he's getting any sort of damage. We're going to take 3 or 4 of these antique outdoor lamps. It's actually quite a pleasant day now. The birds are singing in the trees. There's still so much work to do. Let's get back in the van. Let's move on. Oh wow, where did this guy come from? There's always another zombie, and that really is just showing off now, isn't it? Okay, this is the last house in this area. Some crazy wallpaper again. Ooh, we got some food. We got some snacks. What have we got? Okay, not much. We'll grab the pepper. Well, we got a lot more furniture to disassemble because we need it, because we're still a long way off 900 XP or so. So let's zip through all of this and get a little bit closer. Okay, well, it is super late or early, depending on which way you look at it, and it's almost 2 o'clock in the morning. Brad has been hard at it all day. He's gonna take these pink lamps. I really wish they did them in different colours. Get those set up back at base. That is a big step towards carpentry level 6, but he's still not there. Still more work to do. Let's get back to base, get another good night's sleep, and we'll be back to it again in the morning. Okay, next morning, again, it's all a bit of a Groundhog Day deja vu. It's time to disassemble some more furniture, get that screwdriver, get that saw out. We've got some light now. We're going to be looking out for more of these. Brad's already installed a couple of these kind of garish pink lamps. It's a little bit light. It does use more gas, but hopefully we're going to be going back to that utilities building. See if we can get the power on for the whole of Kentucky. But as you can see, the water is running low. That sink is empty. I think this water dispenser is empty. We really need to get those rain collector barrels installed. Let's get back to it. Okay, well, Brad's actually in a new location he's not been to before. It is only just up the road, but he's kind of ignored it, and he's hoping that all of this furniture here will finally get into carpentry level 6. Now, I know You don't actually get much XP per item, but there's a lot of wooden furniture in one place. Well, Brad has been at it non-stop all afternoon. This guy has become completely obsessed with disassembling furniture. He is dying of thirst, and still he continues. Maybe we should put that right before anything goes too badly wrong. Now, as you can see, there are planks, scraps of wood, nails littering the floor, and still Brad is a couple of hundred XP from that almost mythical carpentry level 6. There's a few more. Did we get the garbage bag? We did. There's a few more items of furniture. Ah, well, there we are. That was just it. That was unexpected, and I like the tidiness of that. Every single item of furniture, look, it's all gone. Hundreds of tables and chairs disassembled. You heard the noise, you heard the music. Level up. Brad has leveled up his carpentry. Level 6. It is late in the day. He is tired, but he's desperate to finally get those rain collector barrels installed and move on to something else. Yeah, well, Brad has got his garbage bags, and he's got exactly the right amount that he needs. He's got 12 garbage bags, which is enough to make 3 rain collector barrels. We need to build some stairs up to the next level. We need to figure out exactly where we want that to be. And we want it to plumb in here, but also, more importantly perhaps, the kitchen, which is right there. So I'm going to have to build 2 staircases. Still a lot of work to do. Okay, well, it's been really awkward trying to position these stairs. We're going to have to build them out this way, and eventually we'll get the sledgehammer and knock that back down once we got the rain collector barrels in place. We've got a... No? Okay. Man, just imagine if a zombie had come up the stairs right then. That would have been awkward. We need to grab a few more planks. So let's find some more logs to saw up. This is just taking forever. Okay, well, it is 3 in the morning almost. Brad is absolutely exhausted. It's not quite gone to plan because I'm not going to be able to build a rain collector barrel on this tile that Brad is on right now, but maybe that won't be too bad. Maybe we should leave the stairs anyway. It kind of gives it that survivor feel. I mean, you'd kind of want access to those rain collector barrels. So all that remains now is to plumb them in, and finally, once it rains at least, Brad will have a source of water. Well, Brad was just about to lose his mind because he's just spent the last hour looking for a pipe wrench, which is the only way you can plumb in the sink now. But there we are. It's done. It's done. The sink is plumbed in. It may have taken forever. Brad has now spent about a week. That is almost comedic how big that pipe wrench is. Brad has spent almost a week doing up his base, and he's left probably the most important thing, a water supply, to the very last. And for a while he thought he wasn't going to be able to do it. Where the hell was the pipe wrench? But he's got a lot done. We've got this wonderful medical area. Storage, still a work in progress, and you can see just what a problem it is with light in this base. But Brad's got a pool table, he's got a library, he's gone the wrong way. He's got a bar, which is very important, and even more important, it is a stocked bar. He's got a little bit of light. There's still so much to do, but Brad has had enough of doing up this base. It is vastly improved upon where it was a week ago, but there's still so much work to do. But that is going to have to be all for today's episode. Boy, that was a lot of hard work getting that carpentry level 6, getting those rain collector barrels, but it is done. A massive tick. There is crops to be harvested as well. Brad has got a lot of food. Things are looking good, but we need some light. So next time out, Brad is heading back to that utilities building, the power grid, to get that up and running. Hopefully that will be an interesting adventure, but for now that is all. Thanks for watching. Peace.